Hello. So today I'm going to make the seafood gumbo, my version of the seafood gumbo. Again, simple, easy. So as you can see, I had cleaned this up, the blue crab, yesterday. Cut them up and left it in the fridge overnight. And then I have the frozen shrimp, which is I'm gonna wash and clean it up a little bit. And then we have the crawfish. And we're gonna do some sausage, celery, onions, and pepper. I use two kinds. I use the yellow and the red pepper. Okay? And then again the seasoning. And then again salt and pepper. Alright? So we're gonna start out with making the roux first. Okay, so we are going to start working on the roux, and make sure you turn it on medium for now. And we're gonna put in here probably about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, and then I use about 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Now when you make this, it's gonna take about 20 to 25 minutes on medium low. Make sure you constantly stir it. If you burn it, you gotta start all over. Okay? You cannot burn this. Alright. Alright, so we started this. It was really thick, and then you know, if the flour is too thick, you can always add additional olive oil to it. Okay, this has been about 5 minutes in. Again, you have to make sure you constantly stirring it so it won't burn. And it will come back in about 10 minutes. Okay, so this has been about 10 minutes in. As you can see, it's more like a cream color. We need to get it to be more like a peanut butter color. Okay, so we're gonna give it another 5-10 minutes and see. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes in. So I think it's peanut butter color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the heat and stirring it for about 3-4 minutes before I add in the vegetable. Make sure you turn off the heat and then just still continue stirring it, okay? So we'll come back in 5 minutes and add in the vegetable. Okay, so the heat is still off, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in some onions. I'm gonna add in some celery. Add in some bell pepper. Oops. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add in some water. It's about a cup and a half. And I'm just gonna stir a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn the heat back on. Right now I'm gonna still turn it on medium high. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep stirring it up. Okay. Make sure the liquids get to the bottom of the pot. Okay, so that way nothing burned in the bottom. Again, keep stirring it. See bottom there? That's why we had to make sure we keep getting liquids in there. We don't want nothing burned. I'm gonna add a little bit more water. And then we're also going to add some chicken broth in here. I'm going to do that in a little bit. Alright, so now we're just going to stir it back and forth a little bit, and then we're going to let it simmer. So I'm going to add, see how gluey it looks? Make sure we're going to. So I'm going to add a little bit of white wine. You can use any kind of white wine you want. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken broth in here. So I'm just gonna stir it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna add some seasoning in here, and then we're gonna turn the heat down to low and let it slowly simmer for about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna add some seasoning in there. Again, it's gonna be add to your taste, okay? Black pepper. And then I'm going to add some garlic and salt. Alright, I'm going to cover it up and check on it every couple minutes and let this thing slowly simmer. Okay, so the pot I was using earlier was too small, so I transferred it over to, I think it's a little bit bigger. Hopefully it's big enough, but anyway, it's been 10 minutes and I'm gonna go ahead and add the sausage, the spicy sausage. You can use any kind of sausage that you like. I'm just gonna add these in here, and then I'm just cover it back up and let it again slowly simmer for another 15 minutes because I really want to get the flavor out. Okay, but make sure you cover it up. Okay, all right, another 15 minutes. All right, it's been, actually I let it sit here for about 20 minutes. So go ahead and put the seafood in. This is gonna take a little bit longer to cook, so I'm gonna put these in here. I didn't turn the heat back on, so I just leave it the way it is, medium low. And I'm just gonna put all this in, and I'm just gonna cover it up. Alright. Alright, so now I'm gonna put the crawfish in. I'm gonna put the shrimp in last, okay? Let's cover it up for another 5 minutes. Alright, so I've been letting it cook for about 10 minutes because I want to make sure that the crab meat that I put in here is completely cooked before I add the shrimp, because it doesn't take long for the shrimp to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some shrimp. Again, you can put as much as shrimp you want if you like shrimp, or you can always add chicken if you like, okay? But because I have a lot of seafood in here, I decided just go ahead and go with the seafood. Alright, so now I'm gonna let it cook for about 10 minutes, and then the dish should be done. Once it's done, I prefer mine to sit in overnight, because when you do that, the broth getting a lot thicker, and it gives you more season into the meat and the vegetable. Alright, so once it's done, you let it cool off and make sure that you put it in the fridge, okay? As you can see, it doesn't take long for the shrimp to cook. Give it about 5 minutes and then it should be done. So the shrimp is done. Now I'm getting ready to turn off the heat, and I'm gonna add maybe a small teaspoon of ground gumbo filet in here. What it does is gonna help thicken this the broth. Okay. And then now we're just gonna let it sit, cover it up, let it cool off, and then we're gonna put it in the fridge. All right.